Students online, very good morning, everyone. Very good morning. Welcome to today's class. Textbook. Okay, go and answer back office and Capsule. Okay. Welcome to today's class, everybody. I hope all of you are keeping fine, doing good wherever you guys are. All of you all, we continue with our theory today. Okay, we continue with our theory work today. And let me share my screen first and show you where we stopped last time. You also need, yeah. Okay. Right. So everybody, in terms of chapter 1, we have output devices remaining to complete, right? Okay. We have output devices remaining to complete. We will be completing that today, and then we'll also be starting chapter 2 today. Okay. So everybody, where we stopped last was, we came and stopped last at, we did card readers. We need to continue from sensors. Can everyone come down over here to page number 27? Guys, girls, everybody, page 27, please. Is everyone over there? So we have been talking about input devices. Okay, we have been talking about devices that would be used to give instructions to your computer, isn't it? And we have been talking about a few devices. Now, the device that we are going to continue from is something called sensors. Okay, there's only one. We have ordered some more, so you'll have to wait until that. Okay. Right, everybody, can we continue from sensors? Can we all come down over here? Okay. Guys, girls, everyone, soon, boys. Page 27, everybody. Right. Can you guys first read the first sentence over here with regard to sensors? Can you guys read your first sentence? So can you see what they say over here? It inputs data about your environment. Okay. Sensors are input devices. What do? They detect changes taking place in the environment. Can you guys note that on the top now? Detect changes taking place in the environment. What are those changes? We are going to have a few. We're going to have a look at in a short while. Can you guys just note it on the top? Detect changes. Okay. At the top, just note down detect changes. What are these changes? In a few minutes, I'm going to tell you what these changes are. Okay. Then when you guys have a look at the second sentence, what did they say? It can happen automatically without the need of a human intervention. Is it clear? Can you guys read the second sentence? They can automatically input data without the need for human action. So everybody, now can you all move down to page number 28? Everybody, can you look at page number 28? I have mentioned some of the things that sensors can detect. Can you guys see what those are? Number one, we have something called light. Sensors can detect light. Okay, think about your smartphones. Many of you all in your smartphones, what have you all enabled? Adaptive brightness, isn't it? Many of you all have enabled adaptive brightness. What does adaptive brightness do? Depending on your outside environment, the brightness of your phone will automatically adjust. Have you all noticed that? If you all have enabled it, you all would notice it. Your phone's brightness will automatically adjust based on your environment. So for example, if you're in a room where the light is switched off, you're in a very dark room, your phone brightness will be high or low? Your phone brightness is going to be low. It knows you're in a dark environment. If the brightness is too much, it's going to pain, isn't it? So automatically the brightness is reduced. Say for example, you go outdoors, you're in a very sunny environment. Okay, the sunshine is, what do you call, brightly shining. Then what happens to your phone's brightness? It would automatically decrease or increase. It would automatically increase. It becomes bright so that you can see it. Everybody okay with this? This is an example of light sensor. Look at the next one, moisture and humidity. So moisture is detecting what? Detecting the water, meaning detecting how wet it is, right? Moisture is detecting wetness. Humidity is detecting what? The heat, right? Humidity is detecting heat. Okay. Then temperature is detecting, not heat, detecting what do you call, what the temperature is. Is it hot or cold? Okay. Then we have proximity, guys. What is proximity? Distance, exactly. So for example, think about vehicles. Certain vehicles have a proximity sensor, right? When you're reversing, when the vehicle is reversing, guys, when it's getting closer to an object, the beeping gets even louder, isn't it? Certain vehicles, when you are reversing, there's a noise. It would just go teet, teet, teet. But when you start getting closer to an object, what happens? The proximity sensor detects that you're very close to an object and it starts beeping even more frequently. Everybody okay with this? Boys, everyone okay with this? So what does a proximity sensor do? It detects distance. Okay, it detects how close something is. Can you guys move on to the next one? Motion and movement. Can you come in front? Come in front, Willow. Okay. Detects movement, detects motion and movement. And then finally, we have something called pressure. Okay, how much is it being pressed? How much of a force is being applied to it? This is pressure sensor. Okay, right. Can you guys move on to the top now? Back to page 27. Everybody, can you all come back to page 27? Can you all see the benefits of sensors? Boys, everybody, can you all read the benefits of sensors? Okay, so number one, guys, they can be placed in remote or dangerous places. Places where it might be too dangerous to place a human in, you can place a sensor. Can you give me examples of places where it might be too dangerous to place a human in? A jungle, okay, but how would a sensor be used in a jungle? Hunting, okay, for what? How for hunting are you going to use a sensor? You can? I didn't get you. That's a trap, not a sensor. You're saying to catch the animal. That's a trap, not a sensor. Okay? Our professors here, y'all are laughing like as if he's at least trying to give an answer. Okay? 1 second. Construction sites. Okay, construction sites, how? What were you going to say? Exactly. Okay? Below the ocean, or you can say deep in the ocean. Placing humans over there might be too dangerous. So what type of a sensor you might use in an ocean? Motion. Okay, for what? Changes. Okay, to detect changes. Guys, it's like this. Think about a river. In a river, you want to keep the river clean, no? Isn't it? You want the river to be clean. So normally, sometimes in certain rivers, at the bottom, they place a light sensor. If light is not reaching the sensor, what does it mean? The river is deep. No. Even if a river is deep, light would still reach the bottom. But if light is not reaching the bottom, it means somebody told me the answer. It's polluted. There's a lot of dirt. So light is unable to reach the bottom. Is it clear? So sometimes using a light sensor, you can detect how polluted the river is. You can also use a motion sensor. If water is not flowing, water is stagnant. What does it mean? It means there is objects in the water, right? The water is not flowing, which means it's polluted. So sometimes for rivers, you would use a motion sensor. In vehicles, you might use a proximity sensor. In an oven, to detect the temperature, can the user each time put their finger inside and see how hot it is? That's a bad idea, right? And as humans, can we tell accurate values? Can you say exactly how hot it is? You can say it's hot or cold, isn't it? You can't say exactly how hot it is, right? So for example, in an oven, you would use a temperature sensor. Everybody okay with this? In an oven, you would use a temperature sensor in order to detect the temperature, because for a human to detect it, it's too dangerous. Everybody, are we okay with this? Guys, girls, okay? Right. Can you guys read the second one? They can monitor continuously. They can monitor even 24/7. Certain houses, guys, we have a sensor. When it detects movement, automatically the light comes on. The whole night that sensor is working, isn't it? It can monitor continuously. 24/7, you can use it. Can you guys read the third one? They remove the possibility of human error. As humans, if we were detecting, we would make mistakes. But sensors don't make that mistake. And can you guys read the last one? They can sense things that people cannot. Okay. Now, moisture, we cannot detect. Okay. Temperature, we can only say whether it's hot or cold. Exact values, we cannot tell, right? Everybody okay with this? Now, all of you all, I wanted to show this to you all. Can we move on to the next part, everybody? Let's move on to the next. Okay, so there's a question over here. Can we answer this question, everybody? There is a question from your 2020 past paper. Can we answer it, please? So can we have a look over here? Boys behind. What's happening over there? Okay. Right. Everyone, can you all read this over here? Some teachers use OMR. OMR stands for optical mark recognition. Optical mark recognition. It detects the black dots, isn't it? So we are talking about reducing their workload when marking papers, when marking exam papers, okay? So everybody over here, describe how OMR works. What can I say over here? Okay, it detects the black dots on it detects, you can say scans, it detects the black dots on a piece of paper, and it can do what? By detecting these dots, what can it do? Exactly, and it can then decide how many answers were correct and how many were wrong. Okay, so after detecting where the user has placed the black dots on the paper, it can then say how many of them were placed in the right place, how many of them were placed in the wrong place. So this is the user's final grade. Okay, it detects the difference between the answer data input. So Azim, you have to mention the black dot part. Okay, it detects black dots. That needs to be mentioned. Then you can mention your part. It will then compare the difference between the right dots, what do you call the right place, the places where the dot should be placed and where the user has placed them, and then say how many were right, how many were wrong. Okay. Everybody okay with this? So with this, we are going to move down now. We are going to move down to output devices after this. Okay. Everybody okay with this? We are now going to move down to output devices. Right. So everybody over here, output devices. Now we have done input. Input and output, we were having a category for it, a subtopic for it, which was for input and output. I had one word for both of them, which was peripheral devices, right? For input and output, I had one word, which was known as peripheral devices. Right. So everybody, can you all come down to output now? And can you all see how output would be produced? It would be something that you can see. Okay, it might be something that you can hear. It might be something that you can feel. Can you guys go through these different types? Okay. Right. We are going to move down to the first type, guys. We are going to talk about our computer monitor. Everybody okay with this? We have already spoken about TV screens. We are now going to move down to monitors. Okay. So guys, monitors display whatever the processor tells it to display. Agree with me on that? Whatever the processor tells the monitor to display, the monitor displays. Okay. It shows you something, which is why we call it an output device. Everybody okay with this? Now, guys, when purchasing a monitor is an extremely important device for our computer setup, isn't it? So when it comes to purchasing a monitor, guys, there are three things that you must consider. Number one is screen size. Screen size basically means how big is the screen. So generally, guys, we measure the screen diagonally, right? So what do we say? We would say 32 inch. Normally 32 inch is like, what do you call? Normally used for TV screens. It's too big, isn't it, for a monitor? Because generally when you use a monitor, you're close to it, isn't it? So 32, I mean, unless you're a gamer or a video editor, then you might go for such a size. Otherwise, generally we go for, anyone knows the general monitor sizes? 16, 24, 21. These are the general monitor sizes that we use. Unless you're into some, what do you call, like video, when you're video editing, guys, you need a lot of space to display objects. Then, like I said, you might go for a 32-inch monitor. Everybody okay with this? So number one is your screen size. Number two is resolution. Resolution means number of pixels that this monitor can accommodate. So guys, are we looking for a higher number or a lower number? We are definitely looking for a higher number. Okay. And number three, energy efficiency here means how much of energy is it going to consume? Okay, how much of electricity is this device going to consume? And typically we want a device that consumes less or more? Less electricity. We want a device that consumes less electricity, which means we want high efficiency or low efficiency here. We want a device with high efficiency here. Everybody okay with this? So can you guys check this example out now? I'm going to go to a website called Barclays now. So barclays.lk, and let's go and check out their monitors over here. And I want you all to look for these three. There are so many things. Focus on these three factors, okay? So when I open up monitor over here, here we have monitor. So let's see for something similar. So this is 24.5, 21.5, 21.45. Now 23.8, 23.8. Okay, these two are pretty similar now. Everyone, can you all see these two? ASS monitor. Both are in terms of screen size, boys. In terms of screen size, both of these are exactly the same, isn't it? But price difference is there, 59.46. More than 10,000 rupee difference between the two. So let's see why this difference exists, okay? So we open this and we open this. Okay, let's open both of these up. And over here, guys, number one, now screen size we know. How much was it? 23.8. We know that. Now, what are the other two things we're interested in? Resolution and energy efficiency. So resolution, how much, guys? Resolution, what do we have here? Have they mentioned it? No, they haven't. Where have they mentioned? Yeah, they have mentioned 1920 by 1080 here. 1920 by 1080. This is known as HD quality here. HD stands for high definition. This supports high definition. Now, can you guys check the what do you call power consumption? Less than 14.4 watts. Okay, less than 14.4 watts. Yeah. Let's not look at that. Let's not look at the frequency now. Let's focus only on these three for now. Screen size, resolution, and energy efficiency. Now let's look at the next monitor. Where's the next monitor? It's over here. This is the cheaper one. So here, what do we have, guys? In terms of resolution, is it the same? Resolution is exactly the same. Screen size, also exactly the same. Okay, then let's go and have a look at the power consumption. So where is power consumption, guys? Over here. Even the power consumption is low in this. It's 11.03. This is less than 14. Everybody okay with this? But this costs more, right? This costs more. Then maybe this has other features. Maybe it has built-in speakers, or maybe its refresh rate, which is not a part of our syllabus, is better. Okay, there could be other reasons. But the first three reasons that your textbook tells you to focus on are what? Let's go through that list again. Your textbook tells you to focus on three things: screen size, okay, resolution, and your energy efficiency. Your textbook expects you to know these three factors. But are these the only three factors when buying a monitor? No, there are so many other things. Does it have built-in speakers? What is its refresh rate? Okay, what is the warranty for it, for example? Does it have HDMI ports, USB ports? There are so many other factors. But your textbook expects you to know these three factors. Boys behind, everyone, okay with this? Okay, we are expected to know these three factors. Let's keep moving. Everybody, we are going to keep moving, okay? Right, can you guys look at the three types of monitors over here? So the first type, we are no longer using. Okay, extremely bulky, consumes a lot of electricity, takes up a lot of desk space, which is why we no longer use it. But if you look at the remaining two we are still using. LED, can you all see what LED stands for? Light emitting diode. And can you all see LCD? Liquid crystal display. You all need to know the meaning of these two words. Can you guys, I'll give you all 30 seconds. Can you all go through these two words? Light liquid crystal display and light emitting diode. Okay? You all need to know what it stands for. Okay? How it works, not a part of your syllabus. How LCD works, how LED works, not a part of your syllabus. Okay? Can you guys remember those two words? So CRT stands for what? Cathode ray tube. Okay, you all need to know the meaning of these words. Okay, what they stand for. Okay, I'm waiting for you all. Okay, can I go through the three words? Old. Yeah. Old. Yeah, the latest is LED. But LCD is still being used in today's world. Okay. Now this projector is known as a LCD projector. Its display is liquid crystal display. Okay. Everybody, can you remember what the three words stand for? CRT, LCD, LED, what they stand for? You all need to know by now, okay? I can move away from here. Okay? Right. Now here we are going to be spending some time. Can we come down to the next output device, everybody? We then come down to printers. Can everyone have a look at printers? There are 3 types of printers. Okay, dot matrix, inkjet, and laser. Okay, we are going to be spending some time over here. Right, boys, girls, everybody, can you all see under dot matrix printer, I have put the word impact. Can you all underline that? The first printer that we are going to see is known as an impact printer. Why do I say impact? I'm going to tell you guys very shortly here. Can you all underline that word? This printer is known as an impact printer. Now, in the next sentence, I have told you why we say impact. Why do I say impact? Because some sort of hitting or impacting on the paper is going to take place. So guys, can you all watch this video? Can you guys watch this video and tell me if you all have heard this sound anywhere? Quality, guys. Would you say good? Quality also looks quite poor, right? So generally, where do you see them using it? Somebody told in hospitals when it comes for billing, right? In hospitals for billing purposes. Sorry? Schools for what purpose? For the billing. Generally, for billing purposes, we use this. Earlier, supermarkets were also using it. Now they no longer use it. Maybe there are still some supermarkets that use it. The printer makes a loud noise. And when they give you the bill, you can barely read it, right? The quality is so poor. You're going to tell me? Banks. You said banks. Again, banks for billing purposes, isn't it? Normally for billing purposes, they use this. Now, guys, can you all think and tell me, why would they use it for billing purposes? This, it's cheap. That's very true. It has another special feature. Think about it. When the cashier gives you the bill, what happens? Exactly. Okay. So number one, what did you tell me? It's quite cheap. This printer, buying cost is low. What do you call? Running cost is also low. What do I mean by running cost? The ink is quite low. It's quite affordable, quite cheap. And then like she said, this produces multiple copies. You get carbon copies. Have you all seen? There'll be like 3 papers. So cashier, what does she do? She tears it. Then she pulls out a white paper, gives you the white paper. The green paper and pink paper, she keeps with her. Have you guys seen this happening? This supports carbon copies. In certain supermarkets, what happens? The bill gets printed, no? They tear the white paper and give you. You would notice a pink color roll is still flowing there. Have you guys seen that? A pink color roll is still flowing. Okay, that is for their reference. So the main reason we use this for billing purposes is because it supports, louder, it supports carbon copy. Can we remember that? Okay. What if we buy? What if we buy a lot? Buy a lot of printers. Yeah. It's not inefficient, it's slow. That's a problem with this printer. One of the problems with this printer is what? It's quite slow. Okay, it's quite slow, it's quite noisy, quality is quite low, but supports carbon copies. And companies need copies of their bills, right? So they find this is the best solution for them. Everybody okay with this? Can you all read the note now and see if it matches with this video? Everybody, can we have a look at the note and see if it matches with this video? Guys, girls, everybody? The paper often has a number of carbon copy layers. So it can make several copies of the same document. Are we good? Okay. Commonly used for billing purposes. Everybody okay with this? This is your dot matrix printer. It comes under what category? Impact or non-impact? It comes under impact. Are we okay with this? Can we move down to the next one? Inkjet printers. So if any of y'all are having printers at home, most probably, high chance, it is an inkjet printer. Okay. Can you guys look at the picture of an inkjet printer? It supports what printing? Color printing, right? Inkjet printers generally support color printing. Okay. So normally at home, if you have it, it will be an inkjet printer. Okay. Can you guys keep reading it? Cartridges contain different colored ink. Okay. Right. Then guys, can you all see how we split the colors? So can you see we have a black color ink cartridge and then we have cyan, magenta and yellow. These are normally the 4 colors that are used in a color printer to form all your colors. To form all the colors in a color printer, we use these 4 colors. Okay. Now the most important line, can you all read the last line over here? How is ink put onto your paper? Ink is sprayed onto your paper. Everybody okay with this? In an inkjet printer, ink is sprayed onto your paper. So boys, girls, look over here. In an inkjet printer, since the ink is sprayed onto the paper, as soon as the paper comes out, if you go and start touching the ink, what might happen? It might get smudged. Can you guys remember that problem? Can you all just put smudging is possible here? Everybody just put there, smudging is possible. A problem with inkjet printers is smudging becomes possible. Okay. Okay. So can we just put a small note over here? Smudging is possible. Boys behind, okay there? Right. We have another problem over here. Let's say, for example, guys, water drops were to sprinkle or fall on top of the printout. Then what might happen? Sometimes what happens is the ink starts to get blur or get smudged again. Everybody okay with that? Sometimes, guys, water drops, when they spill on top of the paper, the ink starts to come out of it. Are we okay with this? Because the ink was sprayed onto it now. So when water drops on it, sometimes the ink starts to come out. We have this problem. We have a third problem, which is, guys, say for example, you're trying to print a very colorful picture. A lot of ink is going to be sprayed onto your paper, right? When the paper comes out, the paper is going to feel a bit heavy. You guys get what I just told you? Because a lot of ink has been sprayed onto this paper to produce this photograph. Everybody okay with this? So when the paper comes out, sometimes the paper feels damp. You all know what damp means, right? It feels a bit heavy. It feels a bit wet. Is everybody okay with this? Are we okay with this? These are the problems with inkjet printers. Everybody, these are your problems when it comes to inkjet printers. Okay? Right. Guys, shall I give you all 30 seconds? Can you all read that paragraph again? Because we're going to move on to the third printer after this. Okay, we're going to be moving on to our third printer. Okay. Come on, guys, everybody. We're going to be moving on to our third printer after this. Can you have one more look at it? At inkjet printers. One more look, boys behind. You all are supposed to be reading. Okay. Okay. So something really great about inkjet printers is what? Something really great about inkjet printers, it supports color printing. I'm going to tell you something else also. Everybody, can you all check out the pictures that appear when I say inkjet printer? When I say inkjet printer over here, can you all see the images that appear? So I'll just pick one image over here. Which image shall I take? I'll take this image over here. Now, guys, look at this printer. It's a printer. Do you see this lid over here? If I were to open this lid, what do you think I would find? I would find a scanner. Okay. So if you have a printer and a scanner, what do we call that? Okay. I also have photocopying feature. Multifunctional. Everybody okay with this? Inkjet printers are generally multifunctional printers. So think about it. You're buying a printer, but you're also getting free scanning. You're also getting photocopying. Is it a good deal for you? It's a pretty good deal. It also supports color printing. Everybody okay with this? It also supports color printing. It's a good deal, which is why normally for home purposes, we use an inkjet printer. Everybody okay with this? And we have one more thing. The purchasing cost of an inkjet printer is quite low. What do you think about the running cost? It's going to be high because ink means only one cartridge, not two, 4 cartridges. Everybody, the running cost of an inkjet printer is quite high because you have to be purchasing 4 cartridges. Everybody okay with this? So inkjet printers purchasing cost is generally quite low. Okay, which is why we buy it for home purposes. But then when you keep using it, you start realizing, you know what, big mistake I made. Okay, because the running cost is expensive. Each cartridge can support about 2000 copies only here. Everybody okay with this? Each cartridge, sorry, after you buy a new cartridge. Okay, so you will notice the running cost of such a printer is quite expensive for you. Are we all okay with this? Now, guys, girls, can we start putting those words also down over here? If you all have space, in small letters, can you all mention? Low purchasing cost, high running cost. Purchasing is low, running cost is higher. Can you all just note it down in small words there? Low purchasing cost, high running cost. Okay? Guys online? Yeah. So you're having a color printer that you only put 2 ink cartridges. Okay. Generally it is 4. Okay. All the colors are in one. Oh, okay. Yeah, there may be options for 2 then. The ones I have come across have 4. Okay. Guys, I want to tell you all one more thing. You all have these ink cartridges now. So normally the company that sells it to you, they'll have an agreement with you. You know what that agreement will say? Say, for example, you buy the printer from Metropolitan. So Metropolitan will say what? If you use an ink cartridge that you bought from anywhere else, the warranty becomes void. Void means what? The warranty is no longer valid. Because they want you to come and buy it back again from them, right? You go and buy it from somewhere else, they are losing money, isn't it? They gave you the printer at a low cost so that they can make their money from the cartridges. But you go and buy the cartridges from somewhere else, they'll be losing, right? So normally they'll have an agreement with you. In the warranty terms and conditions, they'll say, if you use ink cartridges from anywhere else, then this warranty becomes void. Okay, so then what happens is you are now forced to buy the cartridges from them. Everybody okay with this? So normally the running costs for such printers are quite high. Okay, right. Can you guys come down to the, it's the most clever idea. Everyone, can you all move down to the next one? Laser printers. So if you think about Platinum, in the back office, we have 2 massive printers. Both of them are laser printers. These books were produced using laser printers. Everybody okay with this? So can you guys read the first sentence? Mostly work with black colored ink. Laser printers, there are colored laser printers, but mostly they only support black color. Are we okay with this? Can you all see the next paragraph? What have I said? They print by fusing ink. Is it clear? Ink is kind of pasted on the paper and the paper comes out. Everybody okay with it? Ink is kind of, so we don't say pasted. Pasted would be completely wrong. But for you all to understand the meaning of fusing, I'm using the word pasted. So say, for example, this is your A4 paper. And say, for example, you want the letter A printed on it. When you send the printout, guys, the area that is supposed to be printed will get electrically charged. Everybody okay with this? The area that is going to get printed gets electrically charged. Then inside the printer, what happens? We have something known as a... No. Inside the printer, you have a printer. What's happening? Okay. Inside the printer, we have something called a drum. We have something called a drum inside the printer. What will the drum do? The drum will bring the ink and paste it onto the paper. We don't say paste. What's the word we use? We use the word fuse. The drum fuses the ink onto the paper and then the paper comes out. Guys, have you all noticed when the paper comes out, if you were to touch it, how would the paper feel? It feels a bit warm, isn't it? The paper is a bit warm. Now, do you know why the paper is warm? Because it was electrically charged. Exactly. Why is the paper warm? Because it was electrically charged. Are we okay with this? As soon as the paper comes out, if you go and touch it, is it going to get smudged? Laser printers. In laser printers, no, we don't have that problem of the ink getting smudged. Everybody okay with this? As soon as the paper comes out, if you go and touch it, that smudging problem doesn't exist in laser printers. Are we all okay with this? Sounds good. Right. Can you guys read this now? Everybody, can you all read this? Boys behind, can you all read this, please? Everyone, hurry up. Okay, we spoke about fusing. You all now know what fusing means. The drum inside the printer, paste ink. We don't say paste, we say fuse. Okay, fuses ink onto your paper and the paper immediately comes out. Okay, so guys, from these 3 printers, which one do you think has the highest quality now? Laser printers produce the best quality here. Okay, are we good? Can you guys read? The buying cost of a laser printer is quite high. Okay, but its running cost is quite low. Laser printers, guys, with a single toner. What did we use in inkjet printers? Cartridges. In inkjet printers, we said cartridges. In a laser printer, we have toners. Okay, now guys, can you guys read this? Can you guys look at this table over here? What does it say over here? A dot matrix printer in terms of speed, boys, in terms of speed, it's the slowest. In terms of printer cost, it's the cheapest. Okay, it's very cheap in buying. In terms of cost per copy, it's the lowest. Okay. The huge printers are what we call laser printers. These huge photocopy machines and all that we have are all laser printers. Okay. The dry powder that we use, yes, that's what we call our toner. The dry powder that we find inside laser printers, we call that the toner. Okay. Everyone, can you all compare the 3 different types? What is so special about dot matrix printers? multiple copies it can produce, carbon copies. Everybody okay with this? We call this carbon copies. Can you guys see the next one? Inkjet printers. Everybody can have a look at inkjet. Okay, they are fast, but they are not the fastest. Okay, they are fast in producing printouts. Okay. Printer cost is medium, cost per copy is high. Color printing, yes, they do support color printing, high quality. Okay. Can you guys read the last one thereafter? So laser printers has the fastest printing speed, which is why photocopy machines and all use laser printers. So it's quite fast in producing printouts. Okay, keep reading it, guys. Okay, right. Everybody, next we are going to move down to 3D printers. Okay, boys behind, I think I'm going to have to change your place there. Okay, can you move to the next chair? Yeah, doesn't matter. You look at the screen, what to do? It's not working. Can you move to the next chair soon? Okay. Right, everybody, can we move on to 3D printers? So far, the printer we saw was producing a copy on a piece of paper. Now we are going to see a printer that can produce objects. Okay, so guys, you all read it. I'm going to just load up a video to give you all a brief description of what it can do. Okay, so everyone over here, can you all check this? Oh, I haven't taken it with me. No, I don't have it with me, guys. Okay, doesn't matter. Can you guys read it now? So when you want to print physical objects in its own shape and size, you can use a 3D printer. Are we okay with this? If you want to produce an object in its own shape, you can use something called a 3D printer. Okay, guys? Sounds good? Okay. Can you guys read the third paragraph of this? 3D printers are often used to create complex items, sometimes with working parts. Okay, sometimes you need certain components of gadgets, certain plastic components of gadgets. Okay, you can use a 3D printer to produce those components. Okay, guys, can you all see the examples I have given you all? Examples include aeroplane parts. Certain components of an aeroplane can be printed using 3D printers. Okay, it takes time to produce it, but they use 3D printers. Guys, have you all seen these fake hands and all that? Artificial limbs. Okay, some people, for example, they have got their leg chopped off. Okay, so what do? They have a fake leg. What do we call that? What? Prosthetic. We call that a prosthetic. So that is produced using a 3D printer. Everybody okay with this? Right. I'm going to move away from here, okay? Boys over there, shall we move away from here? Right, let's keep moving, guys. Can we have a look at plotter? Guys, girls, everybody, can we have a look at plotter, guys? So when you look at plotter, guys, a printer, A4 paper, A5 paper, which is half of it, A1 paper, A3 paper, it can handle. What if you want to print massive banners, architectural drawings? You would have seen, right? Sometimes on the road, you have these huge posters. Your regular printer doesn't support it, right? You will have to use a plotter. Everybody okay with this? Huge banners, cutouts, you will be using something called a plotter. Okay, guys. So can you all just see this video over here? So this video over here shows you what we call a plotter. Everybody okay with it? When you want to produce large graphics, you will be going for a plotter. Are we okay with this? Let me see if there is anything that I want to focus over there. Can you all just read only the first paragraph? Okay. It is used by designers, architects, engineers when they have plans to show. Engineers, when they're building a building, they have to show a plan of the building, no? Okay, so then they would be using a plotter. Yeah? I didn't get you. It's an expensive gadget. Yes, definitely. Okay. Right, everybody, are we okay with this? Guys, girls, everyone okay with this? Right. Then, guys, I'm going to move down to our, not projector. We are going to have a look at our past paper questions. Can we open that, please, everybody? Topic 1, past paper questions. We have done some already. We still have a few remaining. Can we go there? Everybody, guys, girls, everybody. Chapter 1, past paper questions. Hurry up, please. We all move on this now. Guys, girls, everyone. So can we have a look at question 5, everybody? A washing machine is controlled by microprocessors. The name given to this type of microprocessor is? we would call this an embedded computer, a computer that performs a specific task. So here we put our answer C, embedded computer. Right, we are moving. Everybody, question 5 is done. We are moving now. Right, can we have a look at question number 10, everybody? The device used to measure the temperature in an oven is, you would be using a sensor. What type of a sensor, guys? A temperature sensor, a thermometer, okay? So here your answer is going to be sensor. Are we okay with this? Okay, awesome. Let's keep moving, guys. Can we come down to question 21, everybody? Question 21, please. Letter arrives at a hotel. Letter fills in a form at the hotel reception desk. Which one of these is an OCR? First, tell me what OCR stands for. Optical character recognition. So what do we use OCR for? Scanning text. Okay, so here your answer would be scanning your text. Okay, everybody is marking. Awesome. Question 22. An input device needed to control the humidity in a greenhouse is a... Very good, but did I teach it to you all yet? I didn't teach it to you all yet. Okay, guys, can you say sensor? They have said needed to control. Control is a output now. So sensor is a... Sensor is an input device. We didn't learn control device yet. So we'll mark it now, but we haven't learned it yet. Okay, everybody? Control device, I haven't taught it to you all yet. Okay. So here we mentioned control device. Okay. So guys, let's just quickly talk about control device. A sensor will detect what's happening and inform the processor. The processor will inform the control device. Everyone understood that now? So you have your sensor detecting, telling the processor, processor will make a decision and inform the control device. Are we good? Right, let's keep moving. A customer uses a bank card to pay for goods at a supermarket checkout. Boys, where on the card is the customer's electronic data stored? On the microchip. Okay, excellent. Okay, on your microchip. Answer here is A. Okay, superb. Question 24, guys. A user gains access to a secure area by placing their finger on a scanner. This is known as a biometric scanner. Hold on, I want to ask you another question from here. Tell me, under biometrics, what do we have? Hey, don't say Face ID. Face ID is a brand name. You have face recognition, retina, iris, fingerprint, face, I said voice. Okay, these are your options. Right, awesome. Barcode scanners are used in supermarkets. Boys, one benefit of using a barcode scanner is that customers can be served quickly. Exactly. Okay, can we note that down? Customers can be served quickly. Okay, so over here, what do we note down? We note down answer C. Customers can be served quickly. Right. Let's keep moving, guys. Question 30, guys. Can everyone come down to question 30? Supermarket customers can pay for their goods using bank cards. Are we okay with this? Agree with this statement? You can pay for your goods using your card. Identify the additional hardware that is needed at the checkout to process their payment. Okay, what did you say? POS machine, no. Now they have specifically mentioned card, no. So specifically for a card, what do you need? You need a card reader, isn't it? Himal, does it make sense what I'm telling you? They have mentioned specifically supermarket customers can pay for their goods using bank cards. Now we're talking about bank cards. Identify the additional hardware that is needed at the checkout to process their payment. So you would need a card reader. Okay? Are you satisfied or still confused? Okay? You need a card reader in order to process their payment. Now, guys, comes a bit of a not difficult. You have to think and write, okay? Now, all of you all this time, I have only been giving you all 1 mark questions. Look at the marks for this. You're getting 4 marks for this. Okay, are you all ready? Can you all read this? Electronic data on a bank card can be stored on a microchip or on a magnetic stripe. Are we okay with that? Agree with me? Your data can either be here or your data can be here. Agreed? Right. Quick question, guys. If your data is here, how do you read it? By swiping the card. If your data is here, how do you read it? Not tapping. Inserting the card into the card reader. Okay? Describe 2 reasons. Boys, everyone with me? Describe 2 reasons why storing data on a microchip is preferred to storing data on a magnetic stripe. Slowly. One second. Let me draw the text box. So reason number 1. First, give me the point. More. Why? Very good point. Very good point. Everyone, did you hear what he just told me? He said a magnetic stripe is less, what do you say, more risky. Magnetic stripe is more risky because to use it, you need to enter a pin. You don't need to enter any pin. However, for microchip, when you use your card, you have to enter a pin. Okay? Which one? No, I'm not talking. This microchip is not tap. This microchip is inserted into the card reader. Tap is what? NFC. Okay, 2 different things we're talking about here. Shall we first get down this point? You can say microchip is safer than magnetic stripe. Now, guys, you have only got 1 mark up to this point. Yeah? Sorry? Yeah, that's why I'm going to write it now. I'm going to write that now. Microchip is safer than magnetic stripe. Okay, you can say this is because, or you can say, what shall we say? Microchip is safer than magnetic stripe. Okay. A magnetic stripe card can be used without entering a PIN. PIN stands for personal identification number. So without a PIN, anybody can use your card. However, for a microchip card to be used, the PIN must be entered first. So now there's only 2 marks, okay? Another reason, reading data from which one is faster? Reading data from a microchip, right? Which one is more prone to damages? Magnetic stripe, a small scratch can make the data unreadable. Everybody okay with this? Okay, so you choose. Which one shall I go with? I'll go with speed. You can then go on to say, reading data from a microchip is a lot faster than reading data from a magnetic stripe. Okay, so what's the benefit of this? So customers can have their payment details read in a short time with microchips, with microchip card. Microchip card. Are we okay with this? You don't have a paper, you didn't bring the paper. You didn't bring it. Fill the paper up, okay, after that. Okay, right. Which one am I going to move down to? Everybody, question 32. Everybody, question 32, please. Kiki buys a smartphone. The smartphone uses a sensor that detects the movements of the device. One way in which the smartphone uses data from the sensor is to switch itself off if dropped. Everyone reading the question with me? Give 2 other ways in which the smartphone could use data from the sensor. Think about your own smartphone. What else does it use data from the sensor for? I didn't get you. To automatically switch on when the user looks at it. Okay, you can say to switch on the display, when the user raises the phone. Right. The example I gave you all was what? What? I think louder. What was the example I gave you all? Light. So for what? To automatically adjust the brightness, right? Isn't it? Sensors the temperature of the phone, okay? Also, the example I gave you all was brightness. Your phone can detect the light outside and then automatically adjust its brightness based on that. Can we note that down over here? You can say to automatically adjust the brightness, to automatically adjust the brightness of the display. To automatically adjust the brightness of the display. Okay, everybody? So we have gone through, everybody, we have gone through a few output devices. We still have a few more remaining. I want to complete this today. Can everyone move down to projector, guys? Can we all move down to projector? Now, guys, when it's just one person looking at a computer, a monitor is more than enough. But when you have an audience with you, you have many people to show, okay, then you go for something like a projector. You would either go with TV screen or projector. Everybody okay with this? Can you all read the definition for projector? Can you guys go through the definition for projector? It is used for home entertainment purposes, watching television, playing games, things like this, okay? Now, guys, when you look at the features, guys, can you all see the light bulb? About 70% of the cost of your projector is going to be the bulb inside it. Everybody okay with it? About 70% of the cost of your projector will be your bulb. Okay, so normally when that bulb fades, it's best to change your entire projector, because going to change only that bulb is going to cost you a lot. You might as well buy a new projector. Are we okay with this? Can you all see the next factor? Number one is your light bulb. Number two is your resolution. Just like monitors have a number of pixels that they can accommodate, projectors can also accommodate a certain number of pixels. Okay, yeah. Earlier, we were using a projector in this classroom. Very recently, I mean, just before your batch started only, we inserted a TV. So they might remove this and put it in another class now. Okay, earlier we were using only a projector here. Okay, right. Can you guys see the resolution? So number two is resolution. Number three is something called zoom functionality. When you switch on your projector, guys, normally you can zoom in, you can zoom into the content that your projector is displaying. This is function number three. How much can I zoom in to the content that is being showed by my projector? Okay, number four, what do we have, guys? Number four is portability. Portability refers to, can you take it around? Is this movable? Without a doubt, no. But there are certain projectors that have a rechargeable battery in them. Okay, they are like the size of a, what do you call, Coca-Cola can. Is it clear? It's extremely portable. You can carry it around with you. Okay, let me see if I have a video over here for that. Everybody over here. The anchor, everyone check this out. Nebula ad. Guys, can you check this project out? Extremely portable. Okay, can you guys go through the four factors again? Everybody, can we go through these four factors again? Okay. Everybody, four factors again, please. Light bulb, okay, which is the main component of your projector. Number two, resolution. Number three, zoom functionality. Number four is your portability. We are going to move away from there, okay? Everybody, I'm moving away from there in about 20 seconds time. Okay? Come on, guys, have a look at it. Okay. Then, guys, we move on to another output device known as your speaker. Okay, your speaker emits sound which you can hear, which is why we call it a output device. Okay, boys behind, are you okay there? Okay, can you guys go through speakers? Everybody, can we go through speakers? Okay, all right. Then there is a question coming up, guys. There is a question coming up. Okay, over here it talks about your printer, the question that we just completed. Ashan needs to print some documents. Explain 2 ways an inkjet printer performs differently to a laser printer. We just did this. Let's see if we can recall it. Guys, can you all see the total marks being given? How many marks? 4 marks, which means for each point you're getting 2 marks. Okay, so let's get started now. So everybody, so let's draw our text box over here. Right. Can you all tell me one way it's different? Faster. Which one is faster? Laser. Okay. Shall I note that down? So what shall I say? Faster by what? Can I say something like this? A laser printer will produce more printouts per minute than a inkjet printer. Can I say something like that? You can say something like that. Okay. Let's get started, everybody. We are writing with me. Okay. Everybody, please do write with me. A laser printer produces a higher number of copies per minute than an inkjet printer. Okay. Something else? Okay. Both generally support color. I mean, both support color. Inkjet mostly supports color. Okay. Let's avoid that. I'll take that for my last option. Very good. Laser printer fuses ink, no? Inkjet printer was spraying ink. Why don't we talk about that? That's a major difference, right? Yeah. Cost-wise, no, how it performs, no? Users cartridges, laser users, toner. Can we note this down, everybody? So we can say over here, in a laser printer, the ink is fused onto the printing area by the drum in it, while in an inkjet printer, ink is sprayed on to the printing area. Okay, are you writing your answers behind? If you want to bring a textbook, so take down your answer, and when you go home, fill in your textbook. I don't want a blank textbook. How will you be copying it? Okay. Everybody, can you note this down? In a laser printer, the ink is fused onto the printing area by the drum in it. Yeah. Sorry, that's the second point. Yeah, it's not properly aligned, but that's the second point. If there is space, no, should I take down one more answer, which you told me? You said something about color, something. Inkjet printers generally support color printing, while laser printers generally support black color only. Inkjet printers generally support color printing, while laser printers support black color only. Okay, come on, guys. We're going to keep moving from here. Right, we are moving down then, guys. Okay. We are moving down. Okay. So you can see they are speaking about higher resolution. Guys, look at this. We never spoke about this high resolution part. Okay. It says inkjet printers can produce a higher resolution because droplets can be combined to form a wider range of colors. In short words, you can say inkjet printers support a wider variety of colors than laser printers. How did we say that answer? How did we write that answer? In the marking scheme, they have said inkjet printers can support a wider range of colors than laser. How did we say it? We said inkjet printers support color printing, while laser printers support black color printing. Our wording was a bit different. Okay, right. Smudging, we did not speak, no? Everyone, we didn't speak about smudging. Examiner has spoken about it. Okay, right. Let's keep moving, guys. I'm moving down. Okay, right. Can we have a look at control devices, boys, girls, everyone? Can we all have a look at control devices? What did I tell you all? Sensors will detect and inform whom? Sensors will detect what's happening and inform the processor. The processor will make a decision. Open the door, close the door, increase brightness, decrease brightness, make a sound. The processor will make a decision and inform whom? inform the control device. The control device will then perform an action. Everybody, when you get into a lift, is there a maximum weight? In a lift, there is a maximum weight, right? Which means something is detecting the weight. What do you call the gadgets that detecting the weight? A sensor. There is a sensor that's detecting the weight inside the lift. Now, say for example, the maximum weight is 1000 kilograms. The moment it goes above 1000 kilograms, what happens in the lift? A noise will play, isn't it? A buzzer will start beeping, isn't it? Everybody okay with it? So your buzzer becomes a control device. Your buzzer will start making a noise so that the people know, you know what, the weight is too much. Now somebody has to get off the lift. Everybody okay with this? I'll give you one more example. Let's assume that this door over here is an automatic opening door. You need a sensor to detect if somebody is at the door. Agree? The sensor will detect somebody is at the door. It will inform whom? It will inform the processor. The processor will then make a decision to open the door. The processor will inform whom? What control device? It will inform the motor. Now the motor starts rotating. When the motor rotates, the door opens. Then the sensor says nobody is at the door right now. Then the processor will tell the motor what to do. It will tell the motor, start closing the door now. Are we okay with this, everybody? So control devices make something happen in the real world. Everybody okay with this? I'll give you all one more example. Vehicles have a remote no to lock the door and unlock the door, isn't it? So the remote sends a signal. Inside your vehicle, there is a sensor that can detect that signal. Agree? Everyone looking at me? Inside the vehicle, there is a gadget that can detect this signal. It detects a signal, which will be a sensor. A sensor will detect the signal, inform the processor. The processor will then understand the signal. Did you press lock or unlock? It will try to understand the signal that you pressed. And say, for example, if you have pressed unlock, who does it talk to? It talks to, I haven't mentioned that here. There's something called an actuator. There's something called an actuator. The processor will tell the actuator, move up. So when the actuator moves up, what happens? The lock will jump up. When the lock jumps up, you can now open the door. Everybody okay with this? Can you all note down actuator over here? I have missed that word, no? I have mentioned it where? Example of actuators. Okay, I have mentioned it. Okay. Are we good with this? These are what we call control devices. They perform an output for you. Okay, right. Can you guys come down over here from the 2019 paper? We haven't learned this yet. This is something new coming up for you. Can you guys read? Some learners have accessibility needs. Accessibility needs means what? They can't directly use a computer. They have difficulty. They can't see properly, or maybe they don't have fingers, or maybe they can't hear properly, or maybe they can't talk. They have accessibility needs. In order to use the device, they need special gadgets. Are we okay with this? These are what we call accessibility needs. Okay, keep reading it. Complete the table to describe how two peripheral devices designed specifically for people with accessibility. Can you guys think? I haven't taught it to you all yet. Okay, they're asking about devices that are designed specifically for those with accessibility needs. What could we mention? So everybody, a person who cannot see properly, we would say they are blind. No, you know how they read? They feel the paper, right? What do they feel the paper for? Dots, right? What do we call those characters? Braille characters, isn't it? Everybody, we call that Braille. So don't you think a person with accessibility needs will require maybe a keyboard with Braille keys on it so he can feel the keys on the keyboard? Agree with me? A person who cannot see properly would prefer to have a keyboard that supports what? That has Braille keys on it so he can feel the keyboard. Okay, right. Now guys, I'm not going to write keyboard over here because they have asked what? Designed specifically for accessibility here. So instead of that, shall I say Braille printer? Everybody okay with this? You can say Braille keyboard, not a problem. Or let's say that below here. Let's say Braille keyboard over here. Oh, I made a mistake. Everybody, can you note down Braille keyboard over here? Braille keyboard over here. Braille keyboard. Now, can you all explain how this works? You can say this is a keyboard where its characters, where its keys have, everyone write with me. This is a special type of keyboard. This is a special type of keyboard where its keys contain dots on them. Okay. So a visually impaired, we don't say blind, we say visually impaired. So a visually impaired user can feel the keys and type. Are we all okay with this? A user who cannot see properly can feel the keys, okay, and type. Okay. Can I write microphone over here? Now, do you guys also use microphones? You all also use microphones, right? I can't write microphone over here because I can't write it because they have said what? Specifically for accessibility, designed specifically for accessibility. Now, microphone, even we use it. Okay. Yeah. That's a hearing aid, but it has nothing to do with the computer now. What about this? Some people, they have, everybody, some people, they have a kind of a stylus. When they move that stylus, it will read what is on the screen. You know what we call that? We call that a reading pen. So for example, as you move that across your screen, it will read whatever the pen is pointing at. You get it? So we can call that a reading pen. Everyone, shall we try taking that down? No. Azim, you have not read the question properly. I'm talking about peripheral devices. Okay? Peripheral, input-output devices. Okay? So everybody over here, what shall I mention? I'm going to mention over here a reading pen. A reading pen. And narrative pen. Narrating pen. I think, yeah, we could say that also. I normally say reading pen. So guys, shall we say what this does? You can say this pen supports in reading out loud, wherever in reading out loud, the characters on wherever it is pointed at, Are we okay with this? They have also accepted gesture interface, guys. Look at the marking scheme. Okay, gesture interface has also been accepted. Okay. Everybody, next, what do I have? I have attendance to take, but I think I have a minute or two for this. Can we have a look at our past paper questions? Everybody, past paper questions, please. Page number. Let's move right down to page number. Guys, let's do a few questions from here. Page number, what's his number? Page 15. Everybody, can you have a look at page 15? Page 15, please. Question 33. Which one of these is an output device? You would say speaker. No difficulty here. Everybody, are we marking this? Speaker, please. Then question 34. Which one of these can be used to produce a hard copy of a drawing? You can note here the best answer comes to be plotter. Okay, can you guys mark plotter there? Mark plotter, please. Sorry. Right, let's keep moving. So here, what did you all tell me? Draw text box. Answer here is D, plotter. Right. Next, guys, over here, everybody, device 2 is known as a speaker is input to output. Speaker is known as an output device. Can you all mark it, please? Speaker is an output device. Okay, speaker is output. The next one, what do you think, guys? What? Webcam. Okay, can we note down webcam, please? So this becomes a webcam. Guys online, your answers are correct. Guys online, good job. Okay, and device number 4 will be a keyboard. Everybody okay with this? And it's known as an input device. Okay. Right. Sorry. Webcam is input. Your webcam captures your video, right? Your webcam captures your video. It's input. It gives it to your computer. Right. Let's keep moving. No, keyboard is input. It sends characters to your computer. No. Keyboard is input. Question number 36. The entrance to a building can be controlled by fingertip scanners. Perfect. These are known as biometric scanners. Everybody, answer here is A. Biometric scanners. Identify one device that can be used for both input and output. Very good. A touch screen. So here we mention touch screen.